What's up, guys? Welcome to today's episode on the Detailuni podcast. Today's episode, we are going to go over my personal life. Now, I understand most of you guys probably came to find this podcast through my YouTube channel, Drake's Detailing on YouTube, or maybe Instagram, or however else you found this podcast. You may not know my story. You may not know who I am. You may not know my personal journey. So my goal or my vision for this episode is to, one, let you guys know about a little bit more about who I am, my journey, how I got started, when I got started, and not only that, but the mistakes I've made along the way and the successes that I've made along the way. Okay, so basically what I want to do for this episode is tell you guys my story, and not only that, but tell you guys where we're going as a detailing industry and as Detailuni podcast. So with all that said, let's go ahead and hop into today's episode, and that is about my life and where we're going. Let's go. If you get any value out of this podcast or this video, please go ahead and leave us a rating or a comment or like this and subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Detailuni podcast is a weekly podcast where we teach you guys not only about detailing a detailing business, but it's also about cultivating and creating the life that you want. We go over fitness, we go over goals, we go over polishing pads, we go over compounds, we go over everything that you need to succeed in your detailing career. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about my life. All right, so one big thing that I want you guys to know is that I did not start with money. I did not start with any type of experience. In fact, I didn't even like washing my own car. So I know a lot of detailers get into the detailing industry because they enjoy detailing things. They enjoy washing their own car. They enjoy watching detailing videos. And quite frankly, I did none of that. When I first started, it was because I met a guy at my church that had a mobile detailing business. And quite frankly, I literally hated what I was doing at the time. I believe I was 19 years old, maybe 20. And it was before I even got married and had kids. So I was about 20 years old. And I worked at a window shade factory, and I absolutely hated my life at that factory. The best part about my day was when I got to go take a crap and get to sit on the toilet and get on Instagram. I was screwing screws into brackets for a window shade company. Anyway, I had a buddy of mine at church offer me a job to work for his mobile car detailing business. So I went home, prayed about it, and instantly, felt like I should do it. I felt like I could do it. I felt like it was a good opportunity. So I just went for it. Now, I'm saying this because, honestly, I know there's a bunch of guys out there that are like, I want to start a detailing business. I want to be successful, but I don't even like detailing. Well, you're looking at somebody that was in that exact same position. I literally did it because I just hated what I was doing and I wanted to try something else. And little did I know that one little decision to go and vacuum out some cars and detail some cars would literally change my life as I knew it. Now, I wish I could say it was all ups and all rainbows, unicorns, and sunshines, and it just wasn't. Quite frankly, it was the opposite. So when I started at about 20, he hired me on for about 11 months, and after 11 months, it was when the winter was coming. It was November of 2014, I believe, and he basically said, "Hey, Drake, I love you, great employee, but I personally cannot afford you anymore." He was just a basic mobile car detailing guy. And when winter came, he ran out of work. And honestly, he just didn't have any more work that he could give me. So it was about 2 weeks before I got married, and which obviously left that kind of crazy. I'm getting married in 2 weeks for my wife, and now I don't have a job. But he did offer to sell me my all the equipment that I was already using, because I was already off on my own doing car detailing by myself in my car with a little trailer that he bought me and provided for me. So I went ahead and was like, I thought about it long and hard, and I was like, you know what, dude, I think I can do this. I think that I can actually do this business. I believe that I have what it takes. I know how to build websites, or back then I kind of had dabbled a little bit on Wix.com, which I still use today. If you contact us for a website, we're going to put you on WordPress because it's a better platform all around. But Wix was a great website that I started, And I made a lot of money from my little $35 a month Wix website for years. So I went ahead, started the business, and from day one, I always had work. And really what I did was I built a decent website on Wix, like I just said, and I did Google AdWords. Okay, so Google AdWords back then were very cheap. Right now they're a little more expensive, a little more competitive because it seems like everybody and their grandmother is using Google AdWords. But back then, Google AdWords was pretty cheap, and you can still do Google AdWords very effectively to this day. And we'll have an episode completely on Google AdWords and how if you make these little minor tweaks, it will really change the game, and you won't be wasting thousands and thousands of dollars on paid advertisements that don't work. But from day one, I was able to make a decent amount of money just straight up detailing cars. I detailed cars inside out, just straight mobile detailing for probably about 3 years. And I didn't even touch a boat. I did boats for the other guy. And quite frankly, I literally hated buffing boats. It was hot. It was miserable. There's compound everywhere. And I determined to myself that I was going to be like the car guy. Like I was going to be like the best and polish out cars. And I went down that route, and man, it's just, when I got more involved in the car detailing industry, I saw a lot of division. I saw a lot of hatred. You know, you ask a simple question, how to polish something, and then people want to blow you up and make you feel ridiculous. And now the boat industry is doing that as well. So I really want to squash that mentality in the industry. If there's one thing that I can actually do, and that is going to be injecting some love. And, you know, quite frankly, I'm not perfect. I rag on people that typically rag on others. I'm not one to really pick on someone for asking a stupid question. I'm usually picking on the people that are picking on the people. And I feel like that's okay. But overall, when I started my business, it wasn't because I had this crazy passion for detailing. I knew two things. One, I wanted to take care of my new wife. And two, I wanted to make money. That was literally my motivations for getting in business. And quite frankly, that's not necessarily a healthy motivation to get into business, but it's also not a bad thing either. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because I specifically want to talk to 22-year-old me or 19-year-old me or 20-year-old me that, you know, you want to make money. You just got out of high school, or maybe you're still in high school. I work with 17, 18-year-olds all the time. I'm working with the guys that have maybe made some poor decisions in their life, and they find themselves with no job. And, you know, quite frankly, starting a car detailing business or starting a boat detailing business is typically relatively easy of a business to start. You know, you can go to Harbor Freight and you can get a $80 rotary. You can get a $80 dual action polisher. You can buy some cheap pads, get a bucket of soap and some water, and you're in business. I mean, it's literally that simple. Now, to get business, a whole another story, but this industry attracts a certain type of person. And those are the people that I wanted to speak to. You know, for years, guys, like I said, I only did cars for years, and it wasn't until I really started thinking about what I wanted in life is when I made some massive adjustments. And those adjustments were, hey, do I want to be the massive car guy? Do I want to be a boat guy? Do I want to do RVs? Because I did it all. I did RVs, I did cars, I did boats, I did motorcycles, I did airplanes. Anything that I can make a couple bucks is what I did. But I had to make this decision in my heart, because what I was doing, I was deeply unsatisfied doing. For years, I actually hated telling people what I did for a living because I actually felt some sense of shame towards it. You know, when we had our first kid and we had to sign up for insurances and stuff, you know, I remember people going like, hey, Drake, like, what do you do for a living? And I'd be like, well, I detail cars, you know, basically a car washer. And guys, for years, I looked at myself as just a car washer. I looked at myself as just somebody out there sucking up French fries out of car seats, and that really hurt my not really my ego, but it hurt my identity as a person, because I literally felt like I know I'm created for more. I know that I'm created to do something amazing in this earth. I know that God put me on this earth for amazing things, and yet I'm sucking French fries out of car seats. You could see how that could kind of conflict. So the reason why I'm saying all this, guys, is now that I'm out of that lifestyle, now that I'm out of that mindset of thinking, and you might be there, you might be detailing a car or a boat right now, wherever you are, you're probably sweating like crazy. You don't have much money in the bank. You're struggling to find work, and you're just wondering, like, God, why? Like, why is it so hard? And I think one of the biggest reasons why a lot of the times it's so hard is not necessarily because starting the business is difficult, and it's not necessarily getting customers is difficult. A lot of the times it's just plain and simply our mindset. Our mindset plays a massive, massive role in our success. And before we go down a mindset trail, which we will have a mindset podcast coming up soon in a few episodes where we're really going to dive deep into this mindset deal. But as of right now, in my journey in life, there was this massive shift that I had to make. And I think you can do that as well in your business right now. And that massive shift is going to be, how are you actually going to think about you as a detailer, you as a person, you as a dad, you as a husband, you as a friend? How are you going to think about yourself? It wasn't until I started identifying myself a little different. It wasn't until I started thinking about my life in different ways. That's when my life started to change. So let's go back to the story. I did a car detailing for about 4 years. And then I had a customer reach out to me that like I said, I wanted to swear off pretty much boats completely because I didn't want to do them. And then I had a customer reach out and say, hey man, you're coming to do my truck next week. Will you look at my boat? And I basically was like, yeah, sure. I'll take a look, And I remember, man, I did the truck, and then I went and did the boat that day. And I'll see if I can find a photo of it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put it up because it was a little red center console. And I did that boat, and I made $500. And I made $500 in about 3 hours. And then I started doing the math in my head, and I was like, okay, I'm doing full inside outs for 185, 225 on these little Honda Civics and SUVs, and I'm making $225. Takes me about 3 hours. Or I could do these little boats, make $500 in about 2 to 3 hours. On average, I was making almost double the money in the same amount of time. So, as you could tell, as any business owner, entrepreneur would do, you go, hey, no matter how I feel about it, I can actually make double the money in the same amount of time. So why would I not make that shift? Now, in my local market, this was in Pensacola, Florida, which is as far northwest as you can possibly get in Florida. So the market was great. We had tons and tons and tons of boats, yachts. Orange Beach, Alabama is where I did a lot of my yachts. Pensacola was where I did most of my little center console and fishing and bay boats. So the market was prime for boats. Now, the decision I had to make was, hey, do I just want to detail boats, or do I want to become the absolute best boat detailer that I can possibly be in my area? When it comes to our detailing business, a lot of the times when we're just starting out and we are just trying to find a way, we're just trying to grind, we're just trying to push, we're just trying to get as many jobs as possible, we're just trying to be successful, we're just trying to provide for our family, we're just trying to do the right thing, you know what I mean? But a lot of the times when we focus on just paying the bills, just focusing on getting the customer, just this, just that, a lot of the times we miss the big picture about the vision and the future of our life. For years, I didn't come from money. My parents didn't have a ton of money when I was on my way growing up and starting business. So I had no help. I had no financial help. I had no credit cards. I had nothing. My credit was shot because I had made some stupid decisions with credit cards. So I had nothing. I had to make every dollar that I made had to go back into the business to be reinvested. So one of the biggest decisions that I had to make in my business was I had to decide that I wasn't just going to be another car detailer. I wasn't going to just be another boat detailer. I was actually going to restore. I was going to be a restoration company. A lot of the times I didn't even like even referring to myself as a detailer, because I feel like that just meant that I just washed and waxed some things, okay? What I prided myself on when it came to my detailing and car detailing business, and then boats eventually, was becoming a person that would actually fix people's problems. Becoming a person that can actually take someone that has an issue and not just cover it up and make it shiny, but actually fix the oxidation, fix the issue. And guys, when I made that shift, not only did it help my business expand, not only did it help my business grow, but it actually helped me in my heart know that, hey, I'm actually making a difference. Like, I'm not just washing off bird poop and then a week later it's going to get crapped on again. I'm actually fixing people's problems. I'm actually helping the boat owner. I'm actually helping the customer. I've heard countless stories of, hey, I had Joe Schmo detail my boat, and then a week later, the oxidation came back. And then once I do it and I sand it down and buff it right, and, I do all the extra unnecessary steps like people want to say that we do, the boat was fixed. The boat was perfect. And as long as they maintained it properly, oxidation wouldn't come back if they did what I told them to do. And I really began to actually fix the issue, not just cover it up. Now, the reason why I'm touching on all of these, man, these were major successes that I had in my little bitty car detailing business that I pulled with a little bitty trailer from Home Depot. Guys, I could not afford the fancy car, the fancy work van. I could not afford the fancy box trailer. All I could afford was a $400 little open trailer from Home Depot. So I want to inspire you guys to go, hey, if this is where I am right now, if this is how I feel kind of down and out. I feel like everyone else is successful but me. I feel like I have to undercut people on pricing just so I can get jobs. I feel like, I give somebody a quote for $300 and they ask me if I could do it for $250 and I do it anyway. And then I feel like crap the whole time because now I feel like I'm not getting what I'm valued. I don't feel like I'm getting what I'm worth. Guys, that is such an absolute horrible trap to stay in. And I personally did that for years. Guys, I've said it on my YouTube channel multiple times, and I'll say it right here, is in those seasons of just chasing money, chasing the $200 sale, chasing the $1,000 a day, it left me depressed. I literally was on antidepressants. I literally was coping with alcohol and some other things to help me keep going. And the problem was, man, is like I didn't need to just keep going. I needed a fresh vision. Okay. So if this is where you are right now in your detailing journey, you may not need a different career. You may not need to go out and change your career like I tried to do. I detailed for about 4 years. Within that 4 years, I actually tried to get out of detailing about 3 times. I tried to start a fencing business with a buddy, and it completely failed because I couldn't put my time into it and some other things that had happened personally between me and the partner. I tried to go to real estate school to get my real estate license because I couldn't figure out the detailing world. So I was like, you know what? I'm not making enough money. I'm going to go try something else. That didn't work. I tried to start a pressure washing business and a property preservation company cleaning out foreclosure homes with a buddy. That didn't work either. Everything that I tried to get out and go do didn't work. And then one day, it just clicked in my mind. I couldn't figure out detailing, or at least I thought I couldn't figure out detailing. So what I did is I went, you know what? If this is where God wants me, I'm a Christian, so I refer to God a lot. If this is where God wants me, and this is what God has blessed me with right now, this little bitty car detailing, this little bitty boat detailing company, I'm just going to do everything that I possibly can to make the absolute best of it. And when I made that little bitty shift in my mindset, in my heart, guys, that is literally when everything changed in my business. It brought a fresh passion. It brought enjoyment because I felt like it wasn't just me going washing cars. It wasn't just me washing boats. It was me actually building something. It was me building myself. It was me building my career. And now that has actually morphed into me doing this podcast and doing a YouTube channel. And now I get to coach people all around the world. I have people in Saudi Arabia that watch my YouTube videos. I have people in Japan. I have people in literally countries that I cannot even pronounce, nor did I even know they were on the map watching my YouTube channel. To this day, I'm literally blown away at the guy that started a car detailing business because he got fired or let go with zero money in his bank account, has now made the influence and has built something to the point of influencing people all around the world by washing boats and putting them on the internet. Sometimes I have a nice, beautiful house now. I look at my family. I'm married now with 3 kids. I have a baby on the way. That baby will be coming in July, so wish me luck. Some of you guys have followed my personal journey about me moving to California because I felt like God told me to, and he did. And I'm going to make a whole episode on the transformation that has actually happened inside of me all through this whole process. And guys, I'm just here to encourage you that even though you might feel like the walls are closing in, even though you might feel like you are freaking struggling, you got $200 in your bank account and you can't figure out how to get ahead in life, I want this podcast to be a catalyst for you, just to encourage you on a weekly basis. I want this podcast to be there to help as many people as I possibly can get through those dark times in life when you're sweating, you're by yourself, and you're freaking sucking French fries, or you're buffing a boat and you're hanging on a harness and your back is on fire. I want to be that voice in your ear to just say, hey, you got this. You can keep going. And the reason why I can say, hey, you got this, you can keep going, is because I got through it. I personally persevered. I pushed down. Bro, I can't even tell you how many days. I used to have about an hour drive home every day after work because I worked in Orange Beach, Alabama. I literally cannot tell you how many days on my hour drive home I would literally just bawl crying on my way home because I was so physically freaking exhausted and so mentally fried by just my mind and trying to figure it out and trying to make money and talking to customers. Guys, this business is real life. I have 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds hit me up all the time. Drake, I want to make money. I'm like, bro, it's so much more than just making a couple bucks. Running a business is no joke, especially doing it by yourself. And I'm here to tell you, if you're listening to this podcast and you're listening to our Detail You stuff, guys, we're here for you. I'm here for you. Our partners with Detail You are here for you. We are here to see you grow. We're here to help you get through those hard times, and we're here to celebrate those successes. Guys, the biggest thing to winning a lot of times is just plain and simply celebrating your wins, man. With my online class that I just put up, like on the first day, we had like 30 people sign up, and everybody I tell, they're like, man, that's amazing. That's great. And, to me, I'm just not happy with that. I'm like, man, like I put my heart and soul in this stuff. Like people should be buying this. I should have sold 2,000 of them by now. But quite frankly, man, I have to keep things in perspective. I used to have to drive 2 hours to go do a full detail on a car for $250. And I made $3,000 while pacing in my living room complaining. We can't keep living like that and thinking you're going to have a successful life. You can't just keep complaining about your business. You can't just keep complaining about life and think you're going to have a flourishing life. You can't just keep complaining about your health, thinking you're going to get healthy and be and have a six-pack. No, the only way to get a six-pack, the only way to get a successful business, the only way to have a successful mindset is by cultivating it. And what we need to learn how to do as detailers is learn how to cultivate a successful business. Learn how to cultivate amazing customers. Learn how to cultivate your life. Learn how to cultivate your marriage, your friendships, your business relationships. All of these things play a massive role in you being a successful business owner. Guys, I'm trying to attract a certain crowd. I'm trying to attract certain detailers that aren't okay with just making some money and going home, drinking their few beers, smoking their little blunts, and living their life. That's not the kind of detailers I want. And if that is you, if the shoe fits, kick it off. Let's start moving forward. The people I want to attract are the people that are serious about winning, the people that are serious about growing, the people that want to build a legacy for their family. And hey, dude, I'll be the first one to tell you, was boat detailing ever in my dreams when I was growing up and I was a little boy? Heck no. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to be in the army or whatever. But the real reality of it is that this is where I find myself. I find myself detailing boats, detailing cars, and influencing people all around the world, and I'm okay with that. And I think what you need to do, guys, if you're anything like my story and, you've maybe tried other businesses and just can't figure it out, man, you're in that dark place of just like, well, maybe detailing will work. Nothing is going to work if you don't put hard, intentional work into it. I know guys that make thousands and thousands of dollars with lawn care businesses, and I know guys that can barely get by week doing $35 grass cuts with a push mower. I know car detailers that can make $200 a day, and they are struggling. They don't know why they always are complaining about how customers will never pay that in my area. No, it's true. It's fine. You, Drake, wow, yeah, it must be nice to live in Florida because here in Texas, no one will ever pay those prices. Meanwhile, I know brands in Dallas, Texas that are making millions of dollars a year influencing detailers all over the world. If we want to get serious about our life, if we want to get serious about our detailing careers, if we want to get serious about anything, we have to stop the complaining. We have to get our focus on the mission. We have to get our focus on the goal, and we have to go after it. When I was 20, 21, 22, my focus was paying my bills. There was a famous thing my parents used to say growing up, I just want to pay the bills. I just want to pay the bills. Lord, I just need enough to pay the bills. My prayers every morning, God, let me just have enough money to pay my bills. And you know what? That's about all I ever had. All I ever had was just enough money to pay the bills. And I always told myself, I'd be happy. Like, Lord, if I could just pay my bills, I'll be happy. Well, I was just paying my bills and I wasn't very happy. If you want to take your business to the next level, you have to take your life to the next level. It's straight up that simple. There's no magic pill, guys. There's no magic formula. There's structures, there's systems, there's, online classes like my boat detailing class where I go over pricing and structure and steps. You don't have to buy that. I didn't have any of that information when I started, and look, I'm successful, You don't have to watch my YouTube videos. You can go watch Chemical Guys videos and make a lot of money. A lot of people rag on Chemical Guys videos, but that's all that was around when I started. That's all I watched. I learned how to polish a car hood with the Harbor Freight DA from a Chemical Guys video. And that morphed into force rotations on yachts 6 years later. Don't be, how can I say this? Don't be in such a rush to be successful that you're not grateful for where you are today. Because quite frankly, man, just starting a business alone is hard enough. Running a successful detailing company is hard enough. And the last thing we need to do, and the last thing that we should do, is beat ourselves up because we can't quite figure it out or we haven't gotten to where we want to be at in life right now. And as I'm recording this, I'm in a really big, beautiful 4-bedroom house now with lights and cameras and laptops and freaking whatever this thing is, iPads, and cool little handy bottle of soap right here. Sometimes I look around and I'm like, how in the heck did I get here? And the truth is, guys, when you're down and you're low, instead of quitting, instead of giving up, and when I was in those dark places, man, like on those car rides home where I'm just bawling, freaking crying because I can't figure it out and I'm by myself and no one understands me, what I did was I put my head down and I just got back to work every day. Every day. get out of bed sore, back on fire, legs screaming, knees hurting, hands hurting from holding a rotary buffer all day. You get out there and you get to work. Now, that's great. Hard work is fine. I love hard work. Hard work is super great. It's super good. But guys, if you don't have a vision for where you want your company to go, you're going to be working hard the rest of your freaking life. And hard work is great, but I love intentional, successful hard work. Now, let me go ahead and just explain what I mean by that. If you want to take your life and you want to take your business to the absolute optimal best level that you can reach in your detailing business, whatever that may look like. Some guys, like my buddy Dustin Jackson at Detail Bookie, you know, they have CRM softwares. He also has like a 15-guy detailing operation. You know, they detail several boats and cars a day. I personally don't want that. I do not want a big detail operation. I love my little 1 or 2 guys, and we go out and bang out some cars and boats every day. I love that. That's my jam. I never really wanted a big detail shop with 15 employees and 4 bays. You might want that. And if that's what you want, you need to write out exactly what you want. And then you need to write out the daily tasks that will get you that result. Guys, when I was lost and when I was down on myself and I hated my life and I was trying to get other careers and nothing would work out and all of this stuff, one of the biggest reasons why I felt so lost and unsure about what I was doing is because I actually did not have a freaking plan. How are you supposed to know where to go if you don't have a plan to get there? How are you supposed to be successful when you don't have a plan to be successful? How are you supposed to cultivate something in your life if you don't have a vision for what you are cultivating? I'm not trying to make some rah-rah motivational video right now, okay? What I'm trying to do is get to the real, honest results of if you want something in life, you have to plan and go get it. The Lord will provide. The Lord will bless you. The Lord will open doors for you, but it is also up to you to walk through those open doors. It is also up to you to go out and work for that provision. It is also up to you to get on your hands and knees and pray, like me and my wife have done time and time and time and time again. I want to inspire you today. I'm going to keep this episode kind of short, a little shorter than our normal episodes. But I want to really inspire the 22, 23, or 45-year-old. I don't care what age you are. If you're just starting out or been doing this for about 2 or 3 years now, I want you guys to really think about what you can do to grow the life that you want. In another episode, we're going to go over my personal goal-setting daily ritual. And I'm going to share all of this with you guys so that you guys can just, I haven't arrived. I'm not where I want to be in life by any means, but I'm on my way there and I'm getting there. And I'm on a health journey right now, trying to lose some weight. I'm 21 pounds down. And all of these help from just setting these simple goals and going, hey, man, this is what I want in life. And this is what I need to do in order to get me there. And what I want for you guys is I want you guys to really, truly do that for yourself. Like, I can tell you what to do all day long. I could tell you the pricing. I can tell you how to invoice. I can tell you what pads to use. I can tell you what products to use. I could tell you everything. But if you're not willing to motivate yourself, if you're not willing to wake up every morning and you go, what, dude, I don't feel like getting out of bed this morning, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't feel like calling that customer and following up because I'm quite frankly kind of nervous that maybe they found a dirty compartment. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to follow up with them on a job that I did a week ago and just make sure their boat is still holding up nice. And if they hit me up and say, hey, bro, by the way, you actually missed a compartment, I'm going to go out there and fix it. Guys, it's little things. It's the little things, guys, that could take your business to the next level just like that. For years, I struggled with not knowing how to figure it out. Why can't I figure it out? Everybody's making more money than me. Every blah, 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 blah. Quite frankly, they're probably not. They just, they take photos and put it on Instagram. You think they're big balling, but quite frankly, they're not. The guys that are doing the Lamborghinis and taking pictures of the Porsche 911s that they just put the gloss sauce on, they probably did a maintenance wash for $85. I can get passionate about this stuff, man, because I lived in that dark place. I lived in that place of just grinding, just grinding, freaking punching my windshield out, like crazy shit stuff. Sorry. Crazy stuff. All because I lacked vision. All because I didn't have a plan. All because I was just waiting on God to tell me, or like the world to show me what I was supposed to do. Guys, if you want an intentional life, you have to be intentional about it. Make a plan, execute on the plan. It's literally that simple. So let's do some practicals, okay? If you're the guy that is doing cars and boats right now, can't seem to get ahead, bills are stacking up, credit cards are maxed out, what do you do, right? Because everyone likes hypotheticals, everyone loves setting goals, all that good stuff, but the real reality of it is like, what do I do? My advice to you would be to set a daily financial goal. Okay, so let me explain. So do your monthly bills, all right? And this is what I did. I'm going to just tell you guys straight up what I did to get myself out of that rut of paying the bills. I added up all my monthly expenses, all my bills, so my rent, my house, my car, my cell phone, websites, everything that I had to pay, every dollar that I needed to make per month. And I think when I did that about 5 years ago, I was at roughly, I think it was like $4,000 and some change, $4,300 a month for everything. Okay. So what I did is I said, okay, and that's also factoring in like eating out, going out to dinner, diapers for babies, everything. I mean, everything. And then I said, okay, how much do I need to take out for taxes to save on that, blah, blah, blah. So I think it came out to like $5,500 a month is what I needed to survive, go out to dinner, buy gifts for friends, donate to my church, tithe money. Came out to about $5,500 a month. Then what I did after that is I divided that by 4, to give me my weekly rate. And then I divided that by 5 for Monday through Friday. So what that number then did was I said that if I just hit this number Monday through Friday, I am good. And it was because for years, guys, like I didn't even know how much money I needed to make. I didn't know that I only needed literally $1,000 a week. I was trying to hit $1,000 a day, striving, killing myself, when really all I needed to make was like $1,200 a week. Now, if you can make $1,000 a day, great. But you don't want to have the pressure on your back to make $1,000 a day when really all you need is $1,200 a week to live. So first thing is going to be figuring out how much money you actually need to survive in this life, okay? Now, that's not big balling. You're not going to go buy brand new cars. You're not going to be saving up a bunch of money. That's just how much you need to survive. So if you need $1,200 a week to survive, to pay your bills, keep your lights on, take your family out to dinner, then maybe add a few hundred extra bucks to that a week. So if it's $1,200 a week is what you technically need to thrive, shoot for $2,000 a week. Shoot for it. $2,000 Monday through Friday is really not that difficult, and you could grind your little butt off. And what's going to do, man, is for the next year, you stick to this. You stick to just hitting that number. That's the number you need to survive. That's the number you need. Stick to it. That might look like doing an extra car. That might look like doing an extra boat. That might look like adding on some details. And we'll go over all that in some next episodes as far as like what that looks like. How do I make more money? It's great, Drake. I want to make $500 a day. How do I do that? Well, good. We're going to go over that in the next couple episodes. But what I want to do for this, man, is like paint a structure for that kid that's 23, that's struggling, that's just starting out. How do I get going? This is a dang good place to start. Start with that weekly dollar amount, that monthly dollar amount. and we're breaking it into days. And when it comes to most of your goals, this is how you need to set it up. You need to set it up as the big goal is this much per year. Break that into monthly. Break that into weekly. Break that into daily, and then break that into hourly. We're going to go over all that in some next episodes. But for this episode, guys, like I said, I wanted to let you guys in a little bit on my journey and about how you can get out of that rut if that's the rut that you're in. So if you got any value out of this episode, please go ahead, leave a comment. Go ahead, like, share. Please share this with other detailers, man. This isn't just a boat detailing thing. I'm trying to encourage detailers all around the world to live a better freaking life, to be able to provide more for their kids, to be able to take their kids to dancing classes and buy the nice house. That's what I want. That's what I want for you. I don't want you to buy products from me. I mean, yeah, great, awesome. Buy soaps. I love soaps. But man, I'm in this business for people. I'm here trying to help those kids that were hurting just like I was. So, where are we going? Or where am I going? What is the journey that I'm on? Okay, so I started, like I said, years ago of 2014. I've been doing detailing now for about 9 years. And guys, I'm at a position in life where I'm like, quite frankly, don't even know what's happening. I'm in a whole new territory. I'm in rooms with lights and microphones and laptops. And, we already talked about this, but not too long ago, guys, I was sucking French fries out of car seats for $65. And now I'm selling online courses and teaching people all around the world. All I know is that I'm moving forward every day. Sometimes in life, you may not know what the big picture looks like. Sometimes in life, you may not have everything figured out. Sometimes in life, you're just detailing a car, you're just detailing a boat, and you're just trying to make some money. And that's okay. But all I know is that I'm not staying where I'm at. And what I want from you guys and this detailing community and the Detail You podcast and my YouTube channel and my DIY guys, I want you guys to jump on this board with me and say, let's go build something. Let's go do something. Let's see what we can create. Because why not? God put us on this earth to build, to cultivate, to grow. And quite frankly, man, I have a little detailing business and I'm trying to see what we can make out of it. I'm trying to change the industry. I'm trying to grow detailers, not just to bash each other over whose freaking ceramic is better than the others. Come on, guys. We got to get over this crap. We got to grow, man. Let's be big boys about this. Let's stop picking on each other. Ooh, Flex or Rupes. And come on. Let's get real. Let's get down to the realness of it. This ain't about being Buff Daddy of the Year or Paint Assassin of the Year or whatever the awards are, which I'm all about awards and I love buffing and I love no swirls and all the gloss sauce and sexiness. I love it all. But guys, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is build something for our families. I'm trying to give my son something that he can walk into at 20 years old and take over. I'm trying to build a legacy for my family. I'm trying to build careers for detailers all around the world. I'm trying to help people that don't have anyone to help with. I had my buddy in South Florida, Central Florida boat detailing. Shout out to Daniel West. He called me a couple days ago. We've been working together on some video calls and consulting, and he went look at a big boat and called me. And honestly, Daniel, if you're listening to this, you probably didn't know this, but after we got off the phone, after he booked his first big boat, dude, I teared up. Because when I was going and looking at my first big boat and I was super excited, I had no one to call. I had no one to ask questions to. I had no one to shoot ideas off for pricing. I want to be that guy for you guys. I want to be the guy that you can contact. I want to have the business, the company, the crew that you can contact when you have questions, and we'll get back to you if we can. I'm working on a whole team of people so we can get back to your Instagram comments, your YouTube comments, your TikTok comments, and now podcast comments. We're working on detailing courses. We're going to be working on mini detailing courses with Detail You, courses on how to start a business, courses for DIY guys so that they can learn how to maintain their boats properly, courses on expert wet sanding, courses on polishing, business development, mindsets. We're going somewhere, guys. And what I want to take my little detailing community that we've built, and I want to go somewhere with you guys. And my question is, will you guys come with me? I want to do challenges and growth. And I want, in our private Detail You Facebook group, which the only way to get into that private Detail You Facebook group is by joining our course. We do not let just anyone in there. You have to be a paid course member. And the only reason why we're doing that is not necessarily just so we make money off of you. It's so that everyone in the group is on the same page. It's about building culture and building community. And it's about building a community that want to see each other succeed. So I know I was a little bit all over the place with this podcast, but guys, I just felt like I needed to put this out there today just to help those people stuck in that trap. And if I could be anything for you guys, what that would be is a light. I want to be that light in a hard time. Right now, I know it's still winter. It's still slow season for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are preparing for the heavy season. I know my friends up north in Canada and, up north in America, New York, you guys got snow right now. You guys are struggling right now. I get it. Saving up money for winter. I get it. It's hard. But let's prepare together and let's make 2022 the best and most profitable year of your life. Let's go.